Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Monday, September 29th, 2014. This is Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works, and I'm your Monday vlogger, B. Now, this week's topic has to do with something that's pretty critical in my weight loss journey, mindful eating. I'm going to read the topic. It goes like this. It's actually kind of simple. Mindful eating, what is it? Do you practice it? How often? What is the reason you do or do not practice this? What is the hardest part about eating this way? Well, I've made it no secret. I don't really like to count calories. When I was beginning my weight loss journey before surgery, I was seeing a nutritionist who taught me a lot about better bad choices, and really kind of got me in the mindset of being aware of the things that I put into my body. Not necessarily, okay, this is a Hostess cupcake or this is a piece of chicken breast, but what the products or the food items consist of, what those things do to my body, and how much, not a quantity, but not a specific quantity, but a quantity of what those components are. Let me give you an example. So if I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have spaghetti, it's got pasta, it's got sauce, it's got some kind of protein in it. So I'm aware that I'm eating carbohydrates, I'm eating some vegetables, there's a little sugar in the sauce, there's a little sugar in the pasta, those are carbohydrates as well, and I've got some kind of protein. It might be turkey, it might be chicken, it might be sausage. The sausage will have a little more fat in it than the turkey or the chicken. If the chicken's legs, or if it's thighs, or if it's, breasts, it may have varying protein and fat contents. And that's at the most finite level, being aware of what I'm eating. But it really has a lot to do with just knowing what you're putting in your body, and knowing that these things are good for you, that they're bad for you, or that they're okay for you. And knowing that if you're going to have a meal that's okay for you, that your next meal probably needs to be really good for you. Or if you had something for dinner because it was your birthday that was really bad for you, maybe for the next couple of days you ought to eat some things that are really, really good for you. And that's the way that I think. It's more of more of a grade scale than a specific number. But that's just in content. In quantity is also something to be very aware of. A bit of a challenge that I'm going through with my band because I don't have any fluid in it at the moment. But being aware of the quantity of food that I eat as well. Not getting that giant bowl. Starting out with a small portion and building up, as opposed to getting a large portion and building down. I find that 9 times out of 10, starting out like that and working my way up, as opposed to starting my way large and working my way down, I tend to eat a lot less as well. So being aware of what I eat, being aware of how much I eat, and knowing how those things affect my body. If I'm going to go out and work out in an hour and a half, I'm not going to sit down and eat a bunch of fat, because that's going to weigh me down. It's going to make me not want to go work out, and it's going to motivate me to not want to go work out. And a lot of that has to do with being aware of how food affects my body. Food's going to affect your body differently. So that has a lot to do with being mindful of what we eat as well. I practice this every day, every meal, every time that I eat. It's like I said, it was one of the very first things that I did in my weight loss journey. So something that I have definitely gotten programmed to do, and it works for me. It doesn't work for a lot of people because you really have to have a lot of discipline to be able to think that way. If you don't have some kind of check or balance in place, like counting your calories, or like a point system like Weight Watchers uses, or something like that, because it really does tend to give you maybe too much control if you don't already have that control, and that can be kind of dangerous. And that's probably one of the hardest things about eating mindfully, is being able to have that control. You have to be able to have that kind of control, and if you don't have that level of discipline, if you don't have that level of control, then you really have to have some checks and balances in place to make sure that you don't overdo it. So anyway, that's all I got this week, guys. Make sure you thumbs up, don't thumbs down. Subscribe, tell your friends. Come back and see us tomorrow for another Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works video. And of course, come back and see me on Monday for another Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works vlog. Have a wonderful week, guys, and take care.